And here we are. Welcome back, everybody, to The Long Dark. My name is Dexter. I have just waded through many login screens and warnings and disclaimers in order to get to this point, and now that we're here, let's see if we can survive. Today is going to be a very interesting and hopefully fun and exciting day for survival because we hopefully we'll be going from here. This is the Trapper's Cabin. For those of you who may be brand new to this series, we're at Trapper's right now in Mystery Lake, and I think we're going to be heading to Forlorn, Muskeg to finally make some arrowheads. So before we do that, over here I should have some saplings. And one of these should be that one. Yep, right there. Should be ready to be turned into some arrows. This has been sort of an ongoing issue that we've been dealing with this whole time, is that I don't really have any reliable means of hunting. I did find a flare gun, and I have had the ability to, I guess, shoot some flares at Walt, but that's not really a great hunting method, is it? Actually, I don't even know if the flares will kill animals or not. My anticipation is it just scares them away, although maybe it kills them. I honestly haven't tried. But why is it only letting me make one? Maybe I just make one at a time. Actually, I think all my feathers are here in this drawer. Yep, they are. Okay, let's transfer all of them. Here we go. We're going to need these once we get back to Muskeg. So, now I have had a bow, and now I will finally have some arrows. 4.5 hours just to make arrows. I guess there's not really a way around this. I do need the arrows. So let's do this.
Dad, so hungry.
I'll be hungry and dehydrated, which is kind of standard operating procedure here for a Dexter Volpez video in the Long Dark. We're at least going to be hungry and dehydrated. Okay, we've got our arrows, and already I'm feeling better about this situation. However, now we're hungry and dehydrated. I don't really have half of my stamina. Man, we must not have gotten a good night of sleep last night. This is interesting. And how are we doing for our condition? No afflictions. Okay, so I think what we need to do, let's go out here. I have a tiny little bit of rabbit meat. Right there. That's our guy. Oh, and actually, speaking of which, we may have another one. Yes, we do. So we'll have 2 pieces of rabbit meat. We should be able to get a good meal going here. So, rabbit carcass. Aw, cute little guy. Thank you. Thank you for giving your life so that I can survive another day here in the Long Dark. Hopefully more than one day. Boo. Reset that one. Okay. So we're going to be taking some time. I'm really going to have to organize this little adventure because we're going to have to get some food. We're going to have to get some water. I'll probably warm up some coffee so that we can go with some coffee as well. Let's take a look here. Where's is it under food? Yeah, he'll be under food. Let's harvest this guy so that, 49 versus, yeah, an hour. That's interesting that they make this the primary option. That's like the worst option. Yeah, no tool. Okay, let's do this with the knife. It's really kind of overkill. You can almost process a rabbit with your fingers. Their skin is very thin. Okay, cool. Man, look at this. That guy was extra fat. He gave me a little bit more meat. Okay, I guess that will only help us with our cooking skills. So the other thing that I discovered is that you can turn this into tinder plugs rather than just burning it outright, which I guess I've been doing up to this point. So, in order to conserve, I guess maybe, all right, in order to conserve our resources, well, I'm not going to sit here and do all of these today. We have things to do that are more important than this. So, let's get a few sticks. And start fire. And I still need to figure out what the charcoal's for. I think, didn't we go through this exercise at one point? 46%. Okay. 70% chance of starting this fire with the ferro rod. Let's do this. It's looking optimistic. We may have just done this, guys. There we go. All right, time to cook some rabbits. Add fuel. Yeah, let's just throw a few sticks in there to get this party started. Rabbits. 24 minutes. Cool. And here, 23 minutes. All right. May as well grab a few of these because we're probably going to need to do some water really quick. And what time is it? See, it's already afternoon, and I don't really want to be walking through Muskeg in the dark. So this may just be a camp day for us. Let's see, what are we at here? 26 minutes. Let's see if there's something here that I can repair. I have needed to repair 45 minutes. I don't want to do that. I'm going to start burning my rabbit meat if I take that long to repair something. Anything else I can do? Maybe some crafting. And prepared birch bark. Takes 5 minutes. Okay, cool. Let's start preparing some birch bark then. Do that again. Yeah, that may end up being what this is, because I'm already pretty low on energy. I sort of woke up low on energy. Did my fire seriously go out? Okay, guys, well, that was a rookie survivor moment. I should be way better at okay. 44, so I'm burning 2% off this guy every time I start a fire with him. Let's do this again. I guess, I picked up the fir wood, and I never actually put it into the fire. So yeah, I guess I really didn't get a good night of sleep last night, because that was a rookie mistake. Okay, here we go. That should keep us going for a while. And before we make the same mistake again, here, let's throw another one of these onto there. I guess I picked up a few more sticks too. Yeah, that's 2.5 hours. That should be plenty of time for us to, finish these off. We're only at like 2 and 3 minutes. Okay, and then I think I have one more little piece of rabbit meat. That will be on there. Cook fresh rabbit. Time to cook 3. Yeah, that's the little guy. And here. So, I don't think I necessarily want to cook teas. Let's just go for water. And this guy's almost ready right now. Cool. Water. Hey, cool. I just leveled up my cooking. How about that? All right. So, I guess if I'm not going to leave today, I'm going to hang on to this meat. I'll probably eat it before I go to bed. And then I'll have some breakfast ready for me in the morning. And yeah, so how much time do we have to work with now? Okay, let's repair our outfits. Because it's very common that Muskeg can be a cold place. Much better to travel there if you have clothing in decent condition. 52, a wool sweater. Let's bring up our wool sweater. I try to make a habit of only repairing stuff that's wool, because otherwise... Oh, failed. Okay, before I do anything else, let's check our fire. 40 minutes, and we've got 16 minutes until boiled. Okay, so let's just do something for 16 minutes. I guess we're going to be back here at the... back here at the crafting screen. Wound dressing takes 15 minutes. There we go. Alright, yep, and now we're putting out some steam. Perfect. 19 minutes of fire left. Maybe let's do... What time do we have here? Oh, we've got plenty of time. Let's do one more batch of water, and then we're probably going to be good. So add fuel. Oh, I thought I picked up 2 cedars. Maybe not. I guess I only had 1 cedar. That's alright. We'll figure out what to do with the rest of that fire time. It's going to be more than enough to... Maybe I'll make some teas here on the tail end of this once we cook this next round of water. Perfect. Alright. Let's try to fix this guy again. Fingers crossed. Cool. Perfect. No, I thought there was one more, and I need to drop this. I don't need these socks. This guy's at 53. This guy's at 54. How long is it going to take us to... 45 minutes. My word. Just to repair some socks. Okay, we have enough time. Alright, let's try getting this other sock back into shape. Perfect. Alright. We're 93. We're pretty good. This guy could stand to go up a little bit more, but I guess for now we're just going to let that be. These are almost boiled. 4 minutes, 3 minutes. What's something I can do for just like 5 minutes? Let's say that's 15 minutes. That's 15. 15. Everything's 15 minutes. That's 10 minutes. Alright. I guess we're just going to sit here and watch. I didn't have to sit that long as it was. Alright.
Something's gotta go.
40 minutes. Let's do... yeah, let's do the birch bark tea. 10 minutes. And what did I have left? Maybe I'll just do a little bit of... yeah, that'll take 15. That'll take 30. Alright, I guess we're just going to do a tiny little bit of water here on the other one. Okay. 6 minutes until ready. Well, we burned most of this day just making 3 arrows. But I think those are going to pay off for us quite nicely, guys, when we finally get a chance to get out of here and head to Forlorn Muskeg. And we'll be able to get some more resources there at Muskeg. I guess I could have made this other... I didn't realize I had... yeah, I could have made another birch bark tea. Actually, maybe I can still do that. Let's see. I've got... yeah, I can make another tea. Perfect. 10 minutes. Cook. So, 10 minutes. What can I do for 10 minutes? I can make a bandage out of cloth. I don't really need more bandages, I don't think. Here, let's just do this. Okay. Pick that guy up. 7 minutes. What do we got here? 12 minutes for this fire. I think we're going to be good for now. Let's just let this water go. I got 10 minutes for that fire. I guess we can do another one of those tinder plugs. Oh, this one does 5 minutes. This one's 10.
I'm gonna need to rest soon.
Fortunately for you, my friend, we're going to be able to rest soon as it is. Okay. Let's head over to our friendly bed. And let's see, 450, 450, and 49. Wait, that's really not... You do not get a lot of calories out of a rabbit in this game. Maybe I'll just have all of them. Because I need to get a decent night of sleep before I head out of here. Yeah, I think maybe I'm just going to do that. Actually, I'll hold on to this guy. This can be my little breakfast in the morning. Let's do this. And let's see where our time's at. We're definitely at night, and I'm, maybe, what's that, 15% on my stamina meter? So let's get, yeah, maybe 9 hours of sleep. It's kind of overkill on the sleep. I don't want 10 hours. Either 8 or 9 hours, guys. I think maybe I'll go for 9 just to make sure that I fill up my stamina meter. And I guess I did take some condition damage for the day, so let's make sure that we're good on our condition as well. And so I slept for 9 hours and it's still dark. I guess it's the, and I'm still not full up. I guess I needed to go for 10 hours. Okay, let's go back to, bench. I want to bed. Sleep for 1 more hour. Definitely want to start with full stamina. And I have the calories to do it. Well, it's pretty close to full stamina, and it's still freaking dark outside. I wonder if that means... wait,
I need to find
direction
food.
am I walking? Let me go outside and check the weather. I kind of feel like that means there's snow.
I would do anything for a drink right now.
No, there's no snow, really. It's just overcast. This is very ambiguous, guys. Let's take a look at this. It's showing like it should be sunrise, and this is like almost night. That's kind of weird. Anyways, let's not stress over that too much. Let's just get in here. We need to offload a bunch of water weight. And how much of it do we have? Instead of doing that, let's do this. Let's keep what, 3 liters on us? Because I need some for the trip, and I'm going to stash some in the rail car. So maybe 4, because I'm going to drink some here in the morning as well. So we're going to keep 4 liters with us. And I think that's good. I have some... Wait, where's that gut pile? That's my fresh rabbit. Okay, let's back up here a little bit because I'm going to have a rabbit pelt that I need to drop somewhere. Where's my rabbit pelt? Right here. You know, I should have dropped him yesterday. He would have had a full day of curing already. That was my mistake. And let's drop the rabbit guts. We don't need those either. And what am I carrying that I don't specifically need? I do need these guys. That's the whole reason I'm bringing this, is this guy. I don't think I need all of these. So let's go put that in our first aid kit, which should be over here by the door, not leaving the cabin. Come on, first aid kit. Get rid of all these. Man, I have got plenty of old man's beard to last me for a while. The rose hips, I think I'm going to take with me because while I'm there at the forge, you know, I'm going to have a fire going and it'll probably be a good chance for me to use that. I do have an extra sewing kit that I don't need and this ammo that I don't need. Of course, that hardly weighs anything. But I don't want to carry any more weight with me, and I can get rid of a can that I'm not going to need as well. So we've got a few more things here that we can save on some weight. Now, I think I started, yeah, right there. think I started stashing stuff here under the bed. Even socks. Let's move over to this other sock because I don't need him. And where's our... Move over a can. These, I don't recall if there's that many places to fish in Muskeg or not, but just in case, I'm going to keep that with me. But I don't need this guy. Do I really need 2 books? I don't know if I need 2 books. So let's move that book over there. This guy, I think I'm stashing them in the other container. And this might be it. Remember, guys, I need to switch over my boots for my running shoes. Oh, these tees. I don't need those tees. I need to put that over on my tea shelf, which I can't really see right now due to these ominous lighting conditions. I think the tees should be... Wait, they're over here in this corner, right? Well, I guess I'm just going to dump them here on the ground in the dark, and we can organize all of that later. Okay. All right. Now, so long as we're here... Oh, we're in this corner, I see. So long as we're here, I will, if I'm making this much of a journey, I do want to bring a stem. I don't think I'm going to have that much risk of sprains. It's not that hilly of a place. Actually, it's pretty level. They don't weigh all that much. So let me just do this just in case. And I should be good. I think I'm good on my medicine. Okay. I need to do... Okay. Let's do this really quick. We'll grab one of these. And probably at least 1 energy bar. And maybe one of these guys too. Because I'm gonna stash some stuff. I don't have any guarantee of what I'm gonna find in Muskeg. Okay, now there's my tea shelf, and I think I just dumped these other ones over here somewhere. Come on, I just saw it. There's 1 and 2. Okay, let's move these over to the tea shelf. Let me grab, while I'm at it, a cup of coffee, because I'm going to warm that up for myself. Actually, I'll bring 1 for the road.
I'll die if I don't drink something soon.
Oh, dude, you're so dramatic. And these ones are drink to gradually restore some lost condition. I'll drop 1 of these, but I think maybe I'll bring 1 of them with me to stash there in Muskeg. And I think this is... I was putting these down here somewhere. All right. Now, is it worth for me... This is the last question we have to answer before we head out of here. Is it worth it to me to heat up that coffee? It is snowing a little bit. Or I thought I saw some snow falling down. Maybe I didn't. It's overcast. I'm slowly losing heat. Maybe I'll do that. I'll just make a little fire. Grab a stick here. Start a fire. We're here. Let's use a tinder plug. 1 of 12. Oh, I need to drop those tinder plugs too. Getting plenty of fire starting practice. At some point here, hopefully I can level up that fire starting skill. And I think
Come on.
Well, see, here we go. That's what happens when you don't have a torch. Oh, and I want this guy. I think I read a book about fire starting. That should have leveled me up already. Or gotten me close anyways. All of this just for 1 cup of tea.
Turned out
so
pretty
4
well.
minutes I don't think is enough.
hungry.
Let's add like maybe 2 sticks. That's 18 minutes. Actually, that's probably plenty. So, how do I warm up my cooking slot? Place my coffee. There. 8 minutes. I've got 15 minutes. Let's cook, no. Need any of that. Well, I guess we're just going to sit here. Actually, I can do some water. Let's throw one more stick here in the fire. Yeah. 13 minutes. Actually, you know what? I can just leave that fire going. And this guy will be done once we get back from Muskeg. So 15 minutes. We probably need, like, what, 2 more sticks? I guess I got another torch out of that. That wasn't what I intended to do, but, you know, you can never have too many torches. Probably need even one more stick other than that. Let's try this again. 22 minutes. That guy's done in 5 minutes. Yep, that should be enough. All right. That's not what I wanted to do, guys. I just want to put this pot back. Where's my pot? Okay. Use. Put him right here. Well, that was very cumbersome. And let me just make sure I have some accelerant. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So, my ruined running shoes. I guess I should have fixed these, and I didn't. If they're at 10%, I don't think I'm going to be wearing them to Muskeg, which is ironic because I put them right here by the door for just this situation. I guess this is going to be it. So, before we do this, let's have our tiny breakfast. Oof, boy, that was filling. And then, cancel. Where's my hot coffee? This one. Drink. Perfect. Now we can finish it off with some water. Perfect. All right, guys. We are off. Amazing. Okay, let's do this. I feel like a real survivor right now. Now, the one major variable to this that I don't have any guarantee for is a hammer. I guess I think we figured that out, and it makes sense. I'm sure that this was this way before when I played this game. I just didn't remember it off the top of my head. Is that you need this hammer in order to forge something. Makes sense, right, when you say it that way. But I don't have a hammer. I did not find one here in my explorations of Mystery Lake, and of course this is the only region that I have been to so far in Mystery Lake. So if I do not find a hammer somewhere in Forlorn Muskeg, this trip is all going to be for nothing, and I'll be pretty disappointed. There we go. There's a bow. Let's put that down for now. So, let's cross our fingers and hope that we get a hammer out of this. Otherwise, I guess it's just going to be a fun sightseeing adventure. And maybe we'll find like a little bit of loot or something like that. But I'm going to be stuck, and I guess I'll have to start exploring other places. Maybe the other region I'm thinking of, which is pretty close here, is that town, the Milton, I think, is the name of that town. That I can shoot through some caves and go there and see if I find a hammer. If I don't find a hammer in any of those places, then I'm just going to be doing a lot of exploring, guys, until I can figure out where to get a hammer. The only other place that I know of from back when I was playing this game, and again, guys, I played this game from sometime in 2016 to around 20... I'm going to guess it was 2020. 2020 was the COVID year. And I think I probably played maybe a bit in 2020, maybe early 2020, something like that. I don't think I probably played it a lot because for the most part by that point I was not really playing very many computer games at all at that point, video games. I more or less let video gaming go, and for that matter, even to this day, I still don't really video game much. This is the only game right now that I play, with any regularity, meaning, more than, say, like once every few months or something like that. And I'm generally not even really looking to get back into video gaming. I just love this game in particular. So, my knowledge of The Long Dark is kind of limited to whatever was around in the game. Say, probably when I was playing this with more regularity would have been around 2019. Somewhere around there. So, I do remember that there was the mountain town. And I know that there was a forge in the ship in Desolation Point, kind of by that lighthouse. But other than that, I don't know if there's other forges in the game. So, it's like, your guess is as good as mine at this point. And my guess is not very good. But so far, this is a nice day for making a journey. The Long Dark is giving us this beautiful ambiance that it typically does. Just a gorgeous setting. Sometimes, before in the past, I've been ambushed by a wolf, like somewhere right around here, like just right near the entrance. And that always makes me pretty wary. But I'm not seeing anything right now. Ooh, my coffee has now worn off. Okay. I don't know that I really want to sprint that much. That would be the way to get more mileage out of the buffs that we have. But if I do that, it's really going to wear down my stamina meter. And we've got a long ways to go on this trip. Unless we turn into like a 2-day trip if we sleep in the rail car or something like that. And now we're really hitting the Muskeg. This is such a cool region. Whoa, hang on. There's a tower right there. I don't remember that at all. So I don't know if that's new or whether, just given the amount of time that has elapsed since I last played this game, maybe I just don't remember it. But that's new to me, at least as of today. So there's something cool over there for us to explore at some point. Here's my rail car. Now there's something out there I can see on the ice, that blob. See, I don't know if that's a stump. You see these stumps that are right here. I don't know if that's a stump. It looks different than a stump. I almost wonder if that's a bear. Or maybe a fishing hut? What is that? There's definitely something out there. No, I guess maybe it's a stump. If you kind of look at it through this side, I guess maybe that's just a huge stump. Now, I also recall that right out here past these cars, there has sometimes been a wolf. And I don't know if I want to deal with him quite yet. I mostly just want to get into this rail car. Oh, they left me a stick. That's nice. Thank you. And what's this? A lump of coal. I got a lump of coal for Christmas. And another lump of coal. That's nice. And what is that? Oh, I guess it's just part of the door of the rail car. And a coal and cloth. Newsprint. Some scrap metal. That's good. I can use that. And a wool sweater. I already have a bunch of those. What's this? Just more coal, I think. Coal, and a scrawled message. A memento with the survivor. Okay, so this may be the memento. Remember in the Hydra Dam, we found a locked box that said you need a memento. So maybe this is what a memento is. We made it this far. Some gear for you to find. Okay. Maybe not, because that does not help me really whatsoever. Yeah.
Someone's stash.
Well, I got more coffee. I don't need a cotton scarf, but cool. And nothing. Well, you know, if you made it that far, you could have helped me a little bit more than that. This is okay. So this is where I usually leave a little bit of something for myself. Actually, let's do the fire stuff first. Let's leave the coal. I think there's usually, well, no, I think I'm actually gonna keep the coal, guys, just because I don't think there's any guarantee of exactly what I'm going to find at Muskeg. I shouldn't say Muskeg, I'm in Muskeg right now, but at least at the forge. So until I know for sure what's there for me, I'm going to keep this coal. I guess I'll leave the stick as well. Not much in the way of fire here, but sorry, I'm misclicking here again. I do want to leave myself some water, probably an energy bar. I'll leave the coffee here because I have all of this coffee to bring with me and cook while I'm there at the forge. And what else did I find here? I found a ton of cloth, and I don't really want to be carrying this around. I'll probably be coming by here on my way back anyways if I ever specifically want to bring that back. So all this junk clothing I will leave for myself as well. And that's probably it. I don't think I need to stash a whole lot more than that. Maybe I don't really think I need to stash much more of anything besides that. That's probably plenty to keep me going. If I did have some extra medicine or something, maybe I would leave myself something there, but I don't even really think I need to do that. Now, I thought on one of I thought there was a way that you could climb up on top of the rail car. Oh, this must be it. This guy. Let's climb up here and get a look at our surroundings before we continue. Wait a minute. No? Well, this is weird. I thought we could do that. Nope. Maybe not. Maybe they've blocked us from doing this for some reason. Well, that's kind of a shame. I usually try to make it a practice that whenever I can, I try to get a vantage point to make sure I know what's around me. But I don't want to spend all of my time just trying to climb up onto the rail car. We've got other things we need to see and do before we end our day. Well, I don't see a wolf over here. Just kind of the main thing. Yes, I will pick up some firewood. And I'll go back and stash that. Now, part of the reason I do this, guys, is because having been here before and gone in and out of Muskeg on multiple occasions, very frequently I find that what happens is you get a fairly benign day, sort of like this. You know, just a little bit of snow, Otherwise, not a whole lot happening. It's not terribly cold. Nothing, that would put you on any kind of like a high alert, let's say. Like you need to be on your guard. It kind of lures you in. And then it does the bait and switch on you. As soon as you try to leave, then you get a blizzard that hits you, halfway down the railroad tracks, and you start getting desperate. And, that's why I have had to, more than on one occasion, I have had to wait out blizzards here in this little railroad car as I've tried to make my way out of this region. So I've just gotten in the habit of stashing stuff there and planning for the worst. Did I drop off the firewood? Let me check here. I did. Okay, cool. So it may come across as abundantly cautious, but having had to work through this one time, that's just how I've learned to deal with it. Because otherwise, it is a fairly long trek that you're signing up for, just following this railroad across the Muskeg. It is starting to get a little snowier. Although it's really not that cold. If you look at that, actually my temperature meter is going up. I'm actually warming up as I'm out here in the snow. It's probably why. It's getting close to afternoon. It's late in the morning. So probably just the ambient temperature here in Muskeg is going up. And I made sure all of my clothes were repaired. And I have a relatively good starting outfit. I don't have any really top tier clothing items. I wouldn't say there's better items that I could have in any one of those slots in general, but doing all right as far as my clothing is concerned. I do have a lot of wool stuff, and I fixed all of it before coming here. So we're doing this relatively easily. And I'm trying to scan the horizon here to see if I see any of these black dots moving. And I'm really not finding anything. So, it's kind of a little bit strange. I don't know if the reason for that is... Oh, here we're going to have to go across the ice. Waiting for that sound effect of the ice breaking so I know when to run. So guys, I don't know if if the animal spawn rules in the game have changed. It used to be that, you would spawn and then you got like kind of a window where there weren't any animals for a little while, and it kind of would change depending on the difficulty that you were playing on. But after that, there would just be animals in the game, and you would just have to anticipate dealing with them. Or at least that was my perception. So it almost seems like maybe that's changed, and now it's like on a region by region basis. Because I would have expected to see more animals than this on this journey already. I'm really not seeing anything. So I don't know if maybe it's just because it's my first time here that I'm not finding any wool, or maybe I'm just getting lucky. I don't know. It looks like there's some wreckage. Yeah, here's a car, or part of a sunken railroad car, a flatbed, but nothing. Oh, hang on, I see my favorite food item, cattails. Oh, there's even two of them. hear a wolf, so there is a wolf somewhere in the game. See if we can get up here. See if we can see anything. Yeah, I don't see anything moving. Kind of have an idea of where they might be if they're not immediately around here. I have an idea where they might be, and unfortunately, I think they might be where I was planning to go. Let's get some sticks while we're at it, because you never know when it is. You might have to make a fire to save your life. Now, it just seems like this would be a place where the game would put some loot. So I'm just trying to make sure I explore everything around here. Oh, here's like a bunch of... Boy, that is a lot of wood. I'm grabbing this because there's a cave kind of near here. I do need scrap metal. Even if I don't make all of these arrowheads on this trip, I'll at least stash the scrap metal at the forge so that next time I come here I have scrap metal that I can use. Alright. I don't need to examine all of this. There's really, the looting part of this trip is very secondary to getting to the forge. So, let's see if we can get to the forge. It used to be that if you went over here and kind of made your way up the side of these rocks, that there was essentially a path that you could use to get up there. Like kind of maybe around here. I don't know if this is still true. Doesn't look super encouraging. Come on. Up here. Now let's get up here. Follow this around. Oh, guys, maybe this is a no-go. Come on. Dropping down. Well, I do have plenty of... Oh, this might be it. Maybe this is it. Yep, I think we're up. Okay, so we've scaled our way up the cliff. And then at one point, so I remember playing this part of Muskeg. And there's a cave over here. Somewhere. Maybe you have to go a little farther. There must be a dead deer over there. Okay, guys, I'm just kind of scanning to get my bearings here because, again, even though this is the same game, it's been through many iterations since I've played this. And I'm just trying not to... What? Oh, there he is. Alright, let's see if we can do this. Nope. Oh, I just scared him? That's kind of entertaining. I scared him with a badly aimed arrow shot. Well, I don't even know where he went now. Okay. I don't need any more maple saplings for the time being. I'll come through here again. So at this point, let's just move. Get off the X. So that's sort of what I was anticipating. Let me tell you a little bit of the backstory here. So, it used to be, you come here, and you find this little shortcut to getting up here and getting into the backside of Forlorn Muskeg, rather than going around through all of the Muskeg, and that way you could just follow the rail car, or the rail line, I should say, and you wouldn't have to slip on ice or anything like that. And usually there would be a bear like somewhere out in here that you'd have to figure out how to get around this bear. And you could avoid all that just by following the rail line and then coming to the side of that cliff and scaling the cliff and getting up here on top and then going through this nice little you know, kind of picturesque little, I guess, hillside, for lack of a better term. And then that was all cool. And then there appeared burdock root? What is burdock root? I guess this is something medicinal, or I can craft something with it, but I'm not going to pass that up right now. Okay. So yeah, then they added wolves there. So there's that wolf there. I think there's usually like 2 or 3 that are even farther down here guarding the backside of the forge. So it's not really that surprising that I ran into that guy. I guess that was probably one of the worst arrow shots of my life. But somehow that arrow shot scared this poor wolf. I thought he was coming at me for a second there. That was a very hilarious interaction. But we've survived. Oh, and there's something up here that fell down, an antenna tower or something like that. So this is also new. This did not exist, at least to my recollection, from back when I played this game. Huh. Boy, this is so strange. I think back in here is where there's a cave. I don't really need that many more sticks. I don't even really need that much more old man's beard. I've got a bunch that I haven't even processed yet. I think that's a cave. Yep, there's a cave back there. Okay. Alright. I am going to go check back in here because, guys, as I said before, the one thing I'm worried about is finding a hammer. So, since this is a cave, and there may be some loot in there, let me just check and see if there's a hammer somewhere in there. Here's a backpack. Hello. I see it. Is it not lootable? What am I missing, guys? So so that's a stone. I can pick up the stone, but I can't loot the backpack. I have never seen this in this game before. That's strange. I don't know what to say about that. Huh. Well, I guess maybe some of you might know what's going. Okay, so here's a box. I can loot the box. Let's see what's inside of this Polaroid with details on the Forlorn. Okay, so let's read. The lousy towers keep me so busy is what keeps me away from home all these weeks, but I'm almost done. Okay. That doesn't really help me at all. I'm going to leave that. And that's all that's there. Actually, no, that's not all. There's a Summit Soda. Well, boy, I'm sure glad I stopped into this cave for a Polaroid and some Summit Soda and a backpack that I cannot open. So, I'm just going to try this one more time. Yep. Okay. I guess that's just the way that it's meant to be. And those are all stones. It's not coal, so I don't specifically need those stones at this time. Alright. Well, I guess the next stop should be the forge. I think we're getting close. Actually, I guess that's a deer. Just saw something moving there. Yeah, it moves a little differently than a wolf. So I think that was probably a deer. I think, if I remember correctly, there's like a barn or something like that. There's some kind of a agricultural building or like a utility building or something like that. That I should probably stop by as well that may have a hammer. Just trying to get some elevation here just to see if there's anything that we can see. That's a deer, and I do not want to hunt right now because there's wolves around and I don't want to carry the weight. I think let's go around this way. There's a deer here anyways. If he's not scared, maybe I don't need to be scared. Where's our little homestead? Okay, here we go. Yep. And there's our little barn. Now, usually, my anticipation would be that this is where you actually start running into wolves. Oh, I'm not seeing any. I have run into plenty of wolves here over the years, but I think this game is just being generous to me. The Old Spence Family Homestead. Alright, so that's where we're at. Let's see what the old Spences left for me. Hopefully they left me a hammer.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Thermal underwear. Why did they put that there? I just saw some crows flying. So I'm bracing for the weather to change. What's up here? Oh, there's like a little house? Or barn or something? I'm just going to get to the forge first. I can start dropping some stuff off here at the forge. And then I'm going to need to, you know, it may just be that the hammer's right here by the forge. If so, that's fine with me, no problem. Yeah, then I can unload. Okay, so there's a little bit of coal there, so I guess I was... Yep, here's a hammer.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
And a hacksaw. I don't really need the work gloves. Revolver shell casing. This is hilarious. So this game is literally having us roleplay picking up our own brass like you would at a shooting range. Birch bark. Somebody put some birch bark into a toolbox drawer.
That'll come in handy.
I don't need any more flashlights. Okay. Boy, they actually left this pretty well equipped. Alright, I'm going to start dropping like a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I'm at 36 kilos already, guys. This is crazy. This is a ton of weight that I've got here. Let's make a wood pile over here. Drop all. Let's make our stick pile like right here. Cool. Oh, I have reclaimed wood too I picked up at some point. Let's just drop that here. Perfect. So let's go up here and check out what's up here first. Wood, revolver. Well, there's certainly signaling to me that there ought to be a revolver around here somewhere, but up to this point I have found no firearms of any kind. Ooh, climbing socks. Yes, and the note left behind. Do you see the stars? Do you see that you are there? It's a fault of the mind to perceive separation. Same fault creates time. Look around, observe. Where the weakest light breaks the deepest darkness. Okay. That was inspiring. Books. Search the backpack.
Could end up being useful.
Wilderness
Thank
Kitchen.
goodness.
And Go Energy Drink. Man, this has been probably one of my strongest loot locations between all the tools, all of the combustibles, and an inspiring memento. Boy. Oh, and there's even a locker here I didn't do anything with. And of course it requires a pry bar that I didn't bring with me. I need to create... Was there a box up here? I guess... Well, there's a backpack. I need to dump some food in here. This guy. This guy. This guy. Yeah, that's probably enough for now, I think. What about my energy drink? Is that a... What does it do? I guess it's some kind of a healing thing. Let me leave the birch bark in there. Need the birch bark. Actually, I don't really need the energy drink either. Alright. Okay. Now that let's see, 29, I need to still unload some more of the reclaimed wood. And I know I'm carrying a bunch of weight, and I'm not totally sure why. Probably the scrap metal, actually. I've been picking up a lot of scrap metal. So let's just dump that over here by the forge. Where's my... Probably here. No? Yeah, 12. Wow, that's like 2.5 kilos worth of scrap metal that I had with me. And what does this guy do? Prepare the river crunchy bite or as the base of an antibiotic tea. Okay, so that's my antibiotic. So there's something dead that's out there. So I want to hit that home. And I think on the other side of the orchard, there's like some old, I don't know, like bunkhouses or something like that. It's only mid-afternoon. I should have time enough to hit both of these. Should. Can't verify for sure. But let's go and double check just to make sure that we're not ignoring anything that could be useful. And by that I mean, now that we found the hammer, the only thing that we could really use would be firearms. Well, there's not going to be a whole lot of anything out here. Yeah, this is all broken down. I don't need any more reclaimed wood. Ooh, what's this? Guess we can bring coal back with us. At some point we'll probably be back here forging again.
This'll come in handy.
And what's in the drawer, the dresser drawer? I don't need a baseball cap. I just don't think I'm going to spend the time and energy to bring that back. I will take some cargo pants. And a scrawled message. A memento with a survival hint. Just resting in the hollow stump of the tree he planted. But they were my grandfather's best work. Huh. A cat. Oh, I see. A memento. Oh. Oh, okay. So I need to figure out... I kind of am getting the feeling of how these memento things work. Alright. And there's some scrap metal. And back to overweight again. Have you been experiencing rapid weight gain? Yes, I have. Trying to survive here in the long dark. Alright, let's go over to the other side of the orchard. And we'll check our last loot spot. Then we'll be ready to start forging. There's a dead deer. I don't specifically need to loot right now. Maybe I could, actually, before I start forging, maybe I'll run down there and get that guy so that we can cook him up while we are running the forge. We will have plenty of available heat. I don't think there's anything here for me unless there's like a basement or something I can crawl into. I think that thing's just toast. Very interesting. Don't need any more mushrooms at this time. Guys, this is why I would end up coming back here a lot previously when I would play this game, is once you start getting into the later game and you run out of your initial looted resources, and then you need to rely on renewable resources. There's just so many natural resources in Forlorn Muskeg. All of the... Trying to look here. I don't see any wolves. Let's try taking the bridge. All of these mushrooms and rose hips and all of that stuff, it basically just all grows here in abundance. And so it's an easy place to come and survive the late game. Or at least you spend a while here and top up your medical supplies. Because it all grows here. So I don't really want to run because I'm going to start dropping my stamina. So how about we hold off on the running? Okay. Now let's see. Wait, these are all burned out. Like they are all burned out. Guess there's not going to be a whole lot of loot to go around here. Let's just make a circle around here just to make sure we're not ignoring anything. See any wolves? Well, there's a
I need something to drink.
sapling growing over there. Maybe that's birch. Oh, here's a box. Container. Search the metal container. Oh, we got a toque. And an energy bar. Actually, the energy bar is pretty good. Newsprint I don't need. I don't know what these barrels all are, but there's nothing lootable there. Huh. Okay. Now, guys, just on a whim. Well, yeah, all these pallets I think you can break down. I'm going to try this. See how long this takes. A crate. So if I bust down the crate, here, let's break this down. 45 minutes versus 30 minutes with a hatchet. I don't think I want to actually even spend that time. I don't know that there's anything in those crates. Something in the back of my mind kind of tells me that there might be, like if you break it down and find dog food or, you know, something like that. I get that impression that maybe there's something there. But let's see, it's late afternoon now. I probably have the time to do it. It is a birch sapling. So I was right. There we go. More arrows. Which at this point in time is really kind of what we are after. Alright. Let's start heading back. We can get ourselves situated. Maybe I will just bust down one of those crates just to see if there's anything inside of it. Or I'll just do one. I don't think I'm gonna break all of them down. That's too much of a time investment. But I'll just do one and see if it turns into anything. And if not, then I'll probably just be on my way. Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We're going to do this one. 45 minutes. I'm not going to spend 45 minutes. Let's go back to the original one. 30 minutes. Break it down. Nothing. Well, that was a fun experiment. Okay.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Yeah, it's true, buddy, but all you have to do is make it through the orchard, and then you're not going to have to carry anything. Except for, what, about 1 million arrowheads that we're going to be manufacturing here. And then let me swing back over here. We'll try to find that deer and take some stuff off of that deer. You know, the only problem with that is I don't know if the deer is going to cure in that, because I think technically where that forge is outdoors. If I'm understanding this correctly, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that is outdoors. So I don't know that it's going to cure. So if I'm carrying a raw deer hide and guts back with me, I'm going to be a big target for wolves trying to make my way back out of Muskeg. So we'll have to see. Oh, and I need feathers. Wait, that's not a feather. I guess that's just a part of his antler. Here's a feather. And there should be another one somewhere. Anywhere. Anybody? Wait, did I just walk over it? You can see some. Yeah, there we go. Look at this deer, man. This guy is I don't even know what kind of a deer that is. That's not even a muley. This is more like an elk of some kind. Alright, there's not going to be a whole lot on this guy, right? So there's a hide, 2 guts. What's this going to take? 1 hour and 26? Let's just go for it, because we're pretty close to our fire. We're going to spend a beautiful sunset gutting a frozen deer. Alright. Whoa! Guys, this is why we play The Long Dark. That is incredible. I mean, what else do you say about that?
It's getting dark out here.
Gorgeous.
Time to look for shelter.
What a game. Alright. Time to look for shelter, he says. Fortunately, I'm way ahead of you, buddy. We are going to be at shelter. Actually, I guess it's not going to be that fast because we're overloaded, but you know what I mean. We're going to be there as soon as possible. As this sunset fades, I think this is probably where we're going to end this adventure, at least for now. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you made it this far, really appreciate it. Till next time, stay warm and stay sharp, and we'll see you in the long dark.